Hi YouTube, it's Maya, and today I'm going to show you how to achieve this look. This is really my everyday kind of go to work look, go to lunch look, and I just kind of tweak this look depending on where I'm going. So if I'm going out, I'll make it more dramatic. If I'm going, somewhere a lot less formal, I will actually do it even less than this. But I'm just going to give you the basics of this look, and hopefully you enjoy it. So let's get started. Okay guys, so all my makeup is off except for my eyebrows, obviously. And the first thing I'm going to do is use the Skin Therapist Face Moisturizer from Limelight by Alcone. And I'm also going to use the Must Do Face Oil by Limelight by Alcone. Now I know that you guys will not be able to read these labels, so I'll just list it at the bottom in the notes, and you guys can check these out. But they come in these little bottles and it looks like this. So the first thing that I'm going to put on is the face oil. Okay, so then once that's all rubbed in, the first thing that I like to do is my eyes. But since this is just a simple makeup look, I'm not going to do too much on the eyes. I like to just have kind of a natural color. And today I'm just going to use one of these colors from my Anastasia contour kit. Now, the color that I like to use is, I always forget these names, so bear with me while I open this, is Havana. And Havana is just simple. It kind of just matches my eye, and it'll match the contour that I'm going to do later. So before I put anything on my eyes, I'm going to take my concealer brush and just go over my eyes. I already have some concealer on here from just using it yesterday, so, and from doing my eyebrows, so I'll just lightly brush that. And sometimes I put it over my scar, but sometimes I don't, because it really doesn't hide it that much, so oh well. Okay. Then I'm going to take my brush that I got from Ulta. This is the It Brushes for Ulta, and it is Airbrush Precision Shadow, and it's number 112. I really love this brush. And depending how I'm feeling, I'll add less or more depending on how dark I want to go, but for the sake of this video, I'll go kind of dark, just so I can make sure that you guys can see it. It's pretty subtle, but I love just natural looking colors. And it's one of those colors that you can bring up pretty high and you won't look like crazy or like Mimi from the Drew Carey show, if anyone remembers that. That's a pretty old show, but her eyeshadow was crazy, but it was also blue, so. Okay, so not really that much of a difference from this side to this side, but you can see the Havana in there. And maybe I'll just add a darker color just so that you guys can see that. Just gonna add a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do, since it is so subtle, I am going to take Espresso from the contour kit as well and just put that in my crease. Okay, so that adds a little more dimension to my eye, and it's a little more dramatic, but still looks natural even for the daytime. Now another thing that I do, because I'm not so big on top liner, I just use one of these brushes, top line brush, and I use my darkest, blackest eyeshadow and just put that right into my lash line, but only at the end. And I am using Lancome, and I'm using this black color, which I don't think that you guys can get anymore. I think this was just for holiday, but I'm sure they make a black color, so, you know, it's black, so they have to make it. But I'm just going to take this brush and just press it into my lash line, but only at the ends. And then depending on how dramatic you want it, you can go over it again. And it can be a little messy because you're gonna put mascara on anyways, and that's just gonna block it out. And we're also gonna blend it in a bit. I'm gonna put a little more. And I see some fell on my face, which is exactly why we do the eyes first, because then if I would have put the concealer on, my concealer would have black dots on it, and that is not cute. So, going back to this brush that I use, the Espresso, it's Espresso, I guess. And I didn't tell you guys this brush is also an IT brush for Ulta, but this is the blender crease brush. And even though it's for the crease, I am just going to blend this black in a little bit, so it's a little more natural. Yeah. And you can see that it also kind of fell into the bottom lash, but that's okay, because we are going to clean that up anyways. I'm also going to blend up here, just so it's not so harsh. Okay. See, and then you can see already the difference from this eye to this eye. And I actually kind of like that this fell here. That's kind of cute. Okay, well, I'm going to do my other eye. Okay, so now my eyes are pretty much done. I didn't put any mascara on yet, just because I like to do that at the end, just in case I need to fix anything on my eye. And my lashes are pretty long, so even with mascara, if I put that on beforehand and I need to fix something, it's just gonna make it a lot harder for myself. So, next thing that I'm gonna do is put my foundation on, and I am going to use the Mercier Creme Smooth Foundation in Suntan Beige. I doubt you guys can see that. Hopefully you can, but it comes in a little case like this. And I'm gonna use my Beauty Blender brush, which I forgot. So hold on one second. All right. So Beauty Blender, you can use it wet or dry. I love it wet. I would actually never use it dry because it just never works out the way that I want it to. But it looks like this, of course. This is a little different than the regular egg-shaped Beauty Blender. I think I got this from Sephora or Ulta. I don't know. I honestly don't know which one. They're literally like the same store to me, so I don't know. But I love it. And as long as you find this shape, I think you should be good. So what I like to do is just put some of the foundation on my hand, and I'm just gonna blend this all in to my face. And I like to only put the extra makeup that I have on my forehead because I feel like if you do full coverage on your forehead, it's just gonna crease up and just look super cakey. So I like the least amount of foundation on my forehead. And then sometimes I like to just clean up my eyeshadow if I feel like it's way too far out on my face, but this doesn't look crazy. But okay, so done with that. Oh, also I like to go down here and do this a little bit. Since I have a few red spots here, I just want everything to match. That looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing that I am going to use is something that I'm fallen in love with, and I'm so sad that I only got a sample of this, but it is the Nars Radiant Cream Concealer, and it is the best concealer that I've ever used so far. So I'm obsessed with it. I only have a sample, like I said, but I am going back and getting that like ASAP when I go to work. Okay. Okay, and now I'm gonna blend it in. Okay, so I've got my concealer on and kind of blended that out in all the areas that I want to highlight. So I do the under contour, under my eyes, nose, Cupid's bow, a little bit on the forehead, and then of course down the middle of my nose so that I can contour that. So I'm going to use the Nye powder in yellow, and sorry, it's the Nye Banana Powder. I actually lost the, well, I broke the case that it originally came in, so now I use this big jug because I could not just leave my powder. I love this stuff, so this is what I use. So I'm just going to bake really quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for a few minutes. I'm not one of those people who likes to contour while their powder is on and they're still baking, just because I feel like it's really easy for, because I'm using powder contour, for it to mix and me to get like dark areas where I don't want dark areas and things like that. So I'm just gonna wait a few minutes. So I will be back.
Not inject into your veins, but hands or feet. Use with caution if you have heart disease or are taking medicines that cause heart-related symptoms. Side effects may include faster, irregular, or pounding heartbeat, sweating, nausea.
Okay, so I am back, and I'm just going to use my fan brush to just brush off all the baking powder that I have on my face. Okay, and as you can see, I did add my mascara. I do need to put some bottom mascara on, so I am just going to do that now. And I am using the Lancome mascara, and this is my favorite mascara. It makes me look like I have fake lashes on, which people ask me all the time. I'll just touch that up, and I just really love this. So, okay. Next, what I'm gonna do is use my Naked Flushed brush by Urban Decay. I use this brush to bake on this side, and this one I'm going to use to contour. And I am going to use my Anastasia contour kit again, and I am going to use nutmeg and espresso. I'm going to use nutmeg first to do my face. And I also have some contour on my forehead. The video stopped when I continued, so I had to go back and bake again. So that's why I just left this on, because that's pretty easy. I just use nutmeg, put it on my forehead. And I'm gonna put nutmeg under my chin also. I'll just add a little more. Then I'm gonna take espresso and just add it right towards the ear, just so I get a deeper contour there. And it covers my scars, but my hair will do that too, so it's not really a big deal. So just do that there. And then while I have nutmeg, I'm going to use my other shadow brush, and I love that to contour my nose. I think it works better than any other brush that I've used, even though it's really for the crease. I like it. I love the shape of it, and I like kind of shaping it like this too, with clean hands, of course. And we're just going to use this, and I'm going to contour my nose. And I like just really blending it in, because I hate seeing people walking around with lines down their nose. It's just not cute. Okay, that looks good. And then before I contour, I'm just going to wipe off my brush. I'm going to get my fan brush again. And I like to just blend it in. I like to blend my contour before I put my blush on. So I'm going to do that. And then when I blend in my contour, I always like to blend towards the ear and not this way, because if you do it this way, it's going to bring this color all the way in, and then that's just going to look really crazy. You only want the darkness to be on the outside and then light on the inside. And it doesn't have to be completely blended this time, because we're going to blend it again when we use the blush. So I'm going to do the same to this side, just and then under the neck. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to use this Limelight blush palette, and it has three colors in it. I actually already popped them out though. And I'm going to use number 1, which is this kind of dark pink, and then I'm going to use number 5, which is more of a shimmery pink. You can see that. So I'm going to use my blush brush that I got off of Groupon, a full set. And I'm going to start with number 1 and just pat the color into the crease that I made, or the contour that I made on my cheek. And I'm going to be careful not to bring my blush past my pupil. I like to kind of stop it right here, and then also not bring it up far past my concealer in this highlight. And this is just going to make your cheeks look a lot higher and more defined as long as you stay, basically like staying in the lines that you've created on your face. And then I also put a little blush here, and then boop, right on the nose. Then I'm going to take number 5 and just lightly put this at the apples of my cheeks. Or at least these apples anyway. Some people have their apples here. I just like keeping it near the corners of my eye. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And very, very pink. So that's why we are going to blend again. And this time, instead of going this way, like we do on the forehead, we're going to take this and go up and down. So it's a little more natural. So you can see the difference from here to here, where it's just like concealer, blush, contour, bam. And this is kind of more blended, it's more subtle. Okay, and now I kind of already did this step as well when the video stopped, but I'm going to take the same brush that I used to contour my nose, and I'm going to highlight under my brow, which you can tell that I did, and I did that with the Lorac Little Black palette, and I used this color, which doesn't have a name, but it is the lightest color in here. No, yeah, none of them have names, but it's the lightest color in here. I used that to go under my brow, and I also did a little in the tear duct. I love this, so I can just do a little more. Okay, then I'm also going to take this and go down the bridge of my nose. To give the contour a more defined look. Also a little on the Cupid's bow, and then under the chin. And then not too much there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my highlight brush, which is not a traditional highlight brush. Usually the brushes that you use to highlight are going to be a fan brush, which I do like, but sometimes I just like a little more highlight, and this gathers the color a little bit more, so I'm just going to lightly pat that, give it a little tap, and then I just like putting that right on top of my blush. And as you can see, it gives you a good highlight there. I'm also going to highlight under the contour just to give that a more defined look. Okay. And I'm going to do the other side the same way. right on top. And just so you know, right here is a not highlight, it's a glare from the light. Sorry about that. Don't want to confuse you, but hopefully you'll be able to see in my pictures that I put on my Instagram. So, going with the highlight under the contour. And now you're all highlighted. Last thing that we're going to do is the lips. And this is also a Lancome color. I've never used it before. It is called Designer Bloom. And this also came in their holiday collection. So you might be able to still get it, but it also might be just kind of a holiday thing. It was kind of around Christmas, and I just never got around to using it, just because I'm not too big on reds, but, you know, thought I'd try it for this video. So let's see how this goes. And then just so it doesn't get on my teeth, I like to just take my finger and do that. Give my teeth a little wipe. And then kind of clean it up with my concealer brush. The top lip looks good, so I am not going to mess with that. Then last but not least, I'm going to take my Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. Can't see it, but Urban Decay, Ulta, Sephora. And I'm just going to spray my face. And that might have been too much, but I love this because it's just like spray your face and you know that you are finally done. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is wait for this to dry on my face, take down my hair, and then show you guys the finished look, if my hair will work out. And it is not, so I will be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. So you can see. If you guys like this look, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if there was anything in the video that I kind of went by or went through really fast, or something that I did and I forgot to explain, please let me know in the comments so that I can only get better at giving these doing these videos and getting you guys all the information that you need. And then let me know if there's any videos that you guys want to see. I was going to do a brow tutorial since I did skip that step. So I'll do that. And then if there's anything else that you guys want to see, you know, please let me know. I was going to call this a more like everyday look, but since I did this red lip, it's probably more of a date look. I don't think I would wear this every single day. And I don't think that I would do as much on my eye every day either. But yeah, I hope you guys like it, and let me know what you think. And until next time, remember that no matter how much makeup you put on your face, beauty starts on the inside. Bye guys.